Is there a difference between the terminologies of lewdness, perversion, and vulgarity?
Vulgarity, yeah.
Right?
AlMaghrib Institute presents Q&A with Kamal al-Mekki.
I used to tell people, if you live in North America, and this applies to Europe as well, you have to take the class. You have to know what your Sharia looks like. You have to know all the merciful points, even within a punishment. Look at all the mercy and all the opportunities for mercy. You can't just keep living here and having people bash you about, oh, your Sharia is barbaric, and you have no answer. You got to know the reality.
And in addition to the intellectual point regarding Sharia and things like that, it's just like understanding the tools.
You flinched way too much for that fly.
Yeah, that thing just
fly came and just smacked you and moved a 200-pound man. I was like, come on, man. Come on, Bilal. We're on camera, Bilal. Come on.
The fly had serious
It wasn't a fly, it's a mosquito, bro.
Whatever,
I'm going to have a bump over here tomorrow. But I would say, like...
We're going to need a replay of slow-mo of Bilal. Keep looking at the wrong camera.
You got Ant-Man, like probably got Mosquito Man somewhere out here. But what I was saying is, like, you share like the tools and stuff, at least for one's personal protection and understanding against things like zina. Because I guess on a macro level, you're learning about the principles of the Sharia, the trusting Allah and His laws, and on the application, the vehicle that's being used is the challenge of society that we live in today. Is the prevalence of sexuality and zina and things like that. That is very easy, right? Whether it's the gays through social media.
Talking about Gaze?
Yeah.
Or Gays?
Whether it's the gays.
He said the gays.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Whether it's the gays.
Is lowering the gays putting a bunch of gays in an elevator?
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, today you're lowering the gays is whoop, right? Like right on the phone, right?
That's what you mean. I thought you turned like uncle on us for a second.
Man, this is gonna require some heavy editing.
The gays.
No, I'm talking about the controlling of your gaze.
I see.
Right? But the issue is, like, lowering the gaze today is you lower it on your phone, but it's all here. Right? A lot of it is here.
Yeah.
Like, whether you want it or not. And from Instagram to TikTok to even now they introduced shorts on YouTube, which is so annoying.
What shorts? Oh,
yeah. And I have uninstalled Instagram, all the social media apps. Like, I don't have any.
It's almost to the point where people even talk about like turning off ads on their browsers.
Yeah.
Like, because even these ads that pop up, it's just crazy.
I don't mind the ads. In fact, especially like Amazon ads and things like that. Like, if it's something that I search for, I appreciate being reminded about those things.
But it's the images I'm talking about.
Well, again, what are you looking for? In terms of...
Shaykh Ammar is the one, we were in Malaysia, he set up my Snapchat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And
I apologize.
And I never did anything on it. I made a recorded a series of snaps, but I never put them out.
Yeah.
And it was a crazy, the theme was, you're a loser for being on my Snap page.
Yeah.
So like the first one I made pastrami, I was hanging and I'm like, you know what? This is what I do. I make pastrami. I don't sit there like a loser watching people make pastrami. And the whole theme was, you're a loser for being here. And I would say, don't join. Don't follow me because you'd be a loser.
Bro, if you
did
maintained that consistently,
you probably have
you would be a celebrity.
Yeah.
But don't forget what I said in the beginning about also the class recalibrates the concept of zina in your mind. Like, you're just laughing at zina, and the episode was about zina, and you just someone tells you a joke about zina, and it's just normal, and then really it's a reset button, and I love that about it, that it's a reset button. I always used to make a deal with the students: do not tell jokes about zina. It's not funny.
Don't tell dirty jokes.
Funny. Don't tell dirty jokes.
Yeah.
And the Prophet ﷺ said the believer isn't lewd, or there's a better term.
Vulgar.
What is there a difference between the terminologies of lewdness, perversion, and what was the word that you just used? Vulgarity.
Vulgarity, yeah.
Right? Is there a difference? Because people tend to use words to, I guess, maybe differentiate between degrees of certain thing. Like people somebody might be like, hey, you know what? Lewdness might be a form of art, right? But like that's not perverted.
Yeah.
Right? But then something might be perverted, but at least it's not vulgar.
Well, vulgar is more general, right? So a vulgar joke could be with regards to anything that's just I mean, you have a lot of toilet humor and things like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But then
it's not necessarily sexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have sexual, which is a different beast altogether.
Okay.
And there's so much cultural stuff, like you go to a museum and you got these oil paintings from whatever 500 years ago, and it's just a woman for no reason has her clothes off. You know, I know it's art and all. You know what? It's I used to take my son to swimming class, and when we would go in the locker rooms, I would have his eyes covered. Like I would always check it out first, and then bring him in with his eyes covered, and then he'd leave. Why? Because grown men.
Yeah.
Completely stark naked.
Yeah. The gym experience. You
But
see
if
that
they
in the gym.
and then the place had classes for kids. They were little kids, and they would come in without their parents, and these guys are walking around, as we call it, Rabbi kama khalaqtani, my Lord, as you have created me, and they're just walking around. And I'm like, if this same guy did this in a playground, in front of these same kids,
it's like
he's a registered sex offender.
Yeah.
You know, but here it's
setting.
So the setting, the fact that it's art, the fact that it's old, that it's an oil painting, it's okay, but
then it gets playground, see what happens.
Yeah. And that's why for the Muslim, you know, I don't see an old painting of a nude woman as, in this context, this is just art and it's acceptable, and then somewhere else I see it as lewd and not. As a Muslim, I know, خلاص يا أخي, this is nudity, this is awra, which is, the word itself means something that is shameful, that should be covered.
You have moral consistency.
Absolutely. There you go.
That's a very good terminology.
Absolutely.
Moral consistency. Yeah. This class helps you understand and implement moral consistency in yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the close.
That'll work.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. We already have a close, so we're done.
All right.
Alhamdulillah.